Hey guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Blue. Today's episode is all about how to stop burnout if you are a medical coding student or if you are a medical coder. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. I am Blue, I'm a medical coder. Okay guys, we're going to have a serious discussion about this today. I get comments, I get emails. Blue, I feel burnt out. I feel like I've been studying and I'm just running in circles. I don't understand sometimes, and I'm getting frustrated because there's just so much to learn, and I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. Put the book down. Put the book down, and just take a second to listen to what I got to say. People often get into burnout mode when they're doing too much. Yes, on my channel, I stress about study. Study. But that is for people who are not studying, okay? And you know who you are, that you haven't been studying. Well, Blue, I haven't been putting in as much time. You guys know. And you guys know my rule. At least 20 hours when you are a student, you need to be studying medical coding. At least 20 hours. If you are working in medical coding and you're trying to learn more about your specialty that you're coding for, you know, again, you're going to be putting in that time to study, but you can cut yourself a little bit of slack because you have some of the knowledge already that you need, like medical terminology and anatomy, that kind of thing. Now this is just about the specialty side of the house. So if you, I'm telling you now, if you're feeling like that, if you're feeling burnt out, you're feeling like this is just medical coding all day, every day, then you need to take a break. I have always advocated for you guys to give yourselves breaks too. You can have days off. You can have a day off here, a day off there, a couple days here, a couple days there. But as long as you're making those consistent steps to get to your goal, which is a better understanding, because it's not about memorization, guys. That's the thing. It's not about memorization, but it is about understanding what you're doing. And so, again, taking the time to step back from your studies and spend time with your loved ones. Spend time with just doing something simple for yourself. You know, going out, getting your nails done if you get your nails done, getting a haircut if you get your haircut. You know, just any of those things just to kind of do some self-care. It's okay to do self-care days. It's okay to take a break, take a step back, and not have to worry about that. I have done that. When I was studying for my CCS and my CCSP, there were days when between the channel and between work and then, you know, I have tutoring and professional coaching and that kind of thing. There were times when I had to say, okay, I'm going to take this day off, and I'm not going to do anything when I come home from work. Or I'm going to schedule a day off from work so that I can focus on myself. And I've done that. I've shared about that, my experiences doing that on my Patreon channel, where I took a weekend to myself where I did nothing. And I went out of town, stayed in a hotel, and I actually took myself out of my environment and actually did something for me. And it's a great way to reset. It's something that is so simple. And you don't have to go out of town. You don't have to do any of those things. But you do have to take the time to listen to how you feel. And when you start to feel fatigue and you start to feel like stuff is not retaining, or maybe there's others around you that are saying, hey, you know, you seem to be doing a lot of work, you know, just, you know, you could take a break. You can take a break, okay? That's what stops burnout. People who burn out is because, again, they're doing too much. And this is a marathon. It is not a sprint to learn medical coding. When you are learning medical coding, and again, if you are in the job already, it's again, we have to know what doctors know while never having gone to medical school. I say that a lot. Think about this. Doctors get 10 to 15 years to learn their craft. And we get just a few months sometimes to learn. And so it's going to take time. You can't be impatient with yourself to expect you to know everything right away, because it's not going to happen. It's just not. And so that's, the more that you get that and understand it, the more that it'll be like, okay. This is why I stress to you guys to have a schedule set, so that way if you know that you're just going to take a day off or whatever. You don't have to schedule time to study, but you do know that, okay, tomorrow I'm going to have an hour where I got to study. An hour is no big deal. It is a very small, technically a small window of time, but it's enough for your brain to absorb what it needs to absorb. Okay? You don't have to learn everything overnight. Rome was not built in a day. And you can get a lot of joy from this field, but you're not going to find that joy if you're going to wear yourself out. Okay? So if you're trying to go for long stretches at a time, oh, I'm going to do 8 hours and I'm going to do 6 hours of hardcore study, it's not going to get you very far, because it's not even going to, the information is not going to absorb. So again, take the time to listen to yourself, listen to how you feel, because you should feel energized when you're trying to learn something. It's like if there's something new that you want to learn, right? And say, for instance, you know, it's playing an instrument or playing a game, an Xbox game or PlayStation or whatever the heck is out now. And you want to learn about it, and it's just kind of like, it's like your big focus. Well, it's the same thing. You kind of have to have the same kind of mentality when it comes to learning medical coding. It's just going to take time. And, you know, you have to take care of yourself. It's that whole philosophy of putting the oxygen mask on yourself before you can help anybody else, right? In the airplane, they tell us all the time, put the oxygen mask on yourself and then you help others. It's the same thing, okay? So if you're stressing, if you're feeling burnt out, take a break. Take a day off, but get back to it. You can promise yourself this, but you do have to have that discipline to get back into it. Because if you lack discipline and you say, okay, well, I'll take the day off, and then that day turns into 5 days, and 5 days turns into a month, and then a month turns into, oh, well, I guess it wasn't for me. That's not what you're supposed to do. Okay? When you do give yourself a break and you say, I'm going to take a couple of days off and then I'm going to start back in it again, then you need to start back in it again. Whether it is you start off with 30 minutes and then you build up to an hour and you go from there, but you're on the right path when you do it that way. But just get back on the path, right? And don't beat yourself up for the time that's gone. It's gone. You can't get it back. A lot of people make that mistake of living in the past. Well, you know, I didn't have the discipline before, and, you know, I guess it's happening again, so I'm just going to go ahead and give up again. And then they sort of spiral into, well, I've never been able to, you know, stay on top of my studies and do all those things because I get so distracted. I get bored and I lose interest. Not everything is going to be entertaining all the time either, okay? That's what I'm going to say also. And so many times nowadays, people expect to be entertained. They expect to be having a good time 100% of the time, and that does not happen, especially in something that gets technical. Medical coding gets very technical when you start looking at the language of the rules and the guidelines and things like that. So again, it's not always going to be a great time. It's not always going to be fun. Even for me, there are times when I'm just like, are you serious? And I have to read things again and again. But again, I've learned how to study and I've learned how to listen to myself. And sometimes I will go for stretches of time without taking a break. And I will feel it later on. I will feel it like in like a month and a half when I've just been going. And then all of a sudden a month and a half later, I'm like, why do I feel tired? You know, it's just, you have to kind of remind yourself to get into those times when you do need a break, take a break. And that'll stop all of that mishigas of, I don't want to do this. Because once you start getting invested in it, you got to go all the way. There is no halfway with this. Okay, with medical coding, with the health information industry, there is no halfway in it. You have to be in it to win it, basically. And there's going to be times when you're not going to enjoy every single task that you have to do, but it is part of the territory. But there's a lot of good things. There's more good things than there are not so good things, not so fun things. At least that's just what I'm saying anyway. So remember to take care of yourselves, literally. Do some self-care. Take a break. Watch a mindless show. something that can distract you, that can take you a million miles away. I do watch Jersey Shore. Don't ask. I just do. It's one of those shows that I can listen to it. I don't have to think, because I think all the time. And when I watch something like Jersey Shore, it's these 20-somethings and they're in this beach house and they're just, you know, living this wonderful, fun life, you know, in the summer. And to me, that's just a nice escape. I don't have to think about anything. I can just enjoy the show, you know, and it's funny. And, and that's just what I do. Or I watch another YouTuber, I'm a Survivor Sanctuary. They have animals, and I like to watch the animals. I like listening to Lester, who owns this animal sanctuary, and he runs it with his partner Jamie, and she has her own channel as well, From Sue's to Boots, which I watch that as well. And their nephew Jake, he has his own channel, Shirtless Jake's Homestead. I watch that as well. So it's this whole family network of channels that I watch. And I watch the animals, and it helps me to relax. And sometimes I'm here and I'm working on like a Patreon worksheet for my Patreons, and I'll be listening to Lester or Jamie or Jake, and you know, just doing that, and I'll sit here cracking up. Or I'll watch another YouTuber who has a show called Think Like a Horse, and that follows chronicles the adventures of Mr. Rick Gore, who is hysterical. I love Rick. Rick is so freaking funny, and he used to be a cop, and he used to be in the military, so he has a lot of knowledge about like self-defense and taking care of yourself and just being aware. And you know, he talks about his horses, and it's just, I don't know, to me it's a good way to just relax. You know, you can watch somebody else. It's reality TV. It's, you know, it's not, you know, anything that you have to like concentrate on. You can just enjoy and listen to the stories and listen to these people that, you know, they're just living their life with these animals, you know. So I don't know. To me, it helps me relax. Somebody asked me, how do you relax? And I told them about that. They don't like animals, so they said that doesn't work for them. Well, find what works for you, you know. I also like to go, I drive a sports car, so I like to go out on a drive. That helps me to relax too. So I'll occasionally take trips where I'm just driving, and I like that. That's what I do. So it's whatever you like to do, but just find something that you can enjoy. Find something that will give you peace. And if it is that, you know, you just need to just take a trip to the salon and go get your nails done. I mean, it's what, $10 to put nail polish on? I don't know. I haven't been to the salon in forever. But I'm just saying, you know, just something to do something different, you know. Go for a walk, you know, if you need to get out and just get some fresh air. Fresh air is great. Fresh air, it's nice, and it'll get you to calm down. It'll also help you to focus. Exercise does help you to focus. I'm not telling you guys to do a rigorous aerobic program, but just walking around does help if you're able to do that, you know. And it doesn't even take much, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And that's a good place to start. Just getting outside, getting some sun, getting some air. And that is a great way to kind of reset and get you to be motivated again. Okay. They talk a lot about, you know, things that I read and stuff like that. It talks a lot about, you know, meditation and just taking the time to just kind of sit and taking just 5 minutes. And I've been through programs before, like with school and things like that, where they focus on those things, and they say that, you know, if you are just taking 5 minutes to kind of start your day or to end your day, and then you just take 5 minutes to just kind of sit and not think, but just pay attention to what you hear, and maybe look around and just name what you see, to just kind of get your mind to just quiet down. That also helps, and it helps to get you focused. It helps to, you know, get you to relax and calm down. So there's many things out there, guys, that can assist with those things. But a lot of times, because we live in such a tech heavy world, we're always with our phones, we're always with our computers. It's good to turn those off. It's good to just kind of disconnect. And there's been a couple of weekends where I've had to do that. I've had to log off of Facebook, not Facebook, my own Facebook, but Facebook for the channel. Because Facebook for the channel is very stressful. It's not coders that are finding the channel, the Facebook thing. It's other people trying to sell whatever stuff they're trying to sell. So it's very stressful, so I unplugged from that. But I will unplug occasionally on the weekend now from social media where I'm not doing anything. I'll turn off my phone. I'll put it on silent. So that way I can just have a day to myself to just get back in peace. And that's what it's all about, guys, so that you don't feel those feelings of burnout. Okay, you never want to run from something that can be good for you. Okay, this field can be good for you if you let it. And that's all it takes, guys. I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. But I wish you guys peace, and I wish you guys all the energy that you need to continue to study, to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and keep going. All right, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.